Big dog boxing, motherfucker. It's official, boys. It's official. Big drama show. Big money fight between two undefeated, up and coming stars in the sport of boxing. Xander Zayas. He will be defending his WBO and WBA world titles versus the number one contender, Jaron Boots Ennis. And I just have to say this before anything else. Shout out to both of these young men for standing on business and just making this fight happen. Because it seems like in the boxing scene, and especially here in the United States, it just seems like we get everything else except fighting. But now we got ourselves a great fight to look forward to, and it's all thanks to Xander Zayas and Jaron Boots Ennis. Since this fight got announced, I've been peeping out the polls from different YouTube channels, and just online in general, and the overwhelming consensus say that this is going to be easy work for Ennis. Most people are picking Jaron Ennis. They're going with Ennis to win the fight by a landslide. It's not even close. But I'm going to go ahead and play devil's advocate here. And plus, I'm the type of guy that likes rooting for the underdog, right? But just to play the devil's advocate, everybody is picking Jaron Boots Ennis based on what exactly? What has Jaron Boots Ennis done to conjure up this reputation as a boogeyman? Please let me know. If you know, have some type of analogy or an idea as of why Boots Ennis has this image of a boogeyman, please leave me a comment in the comment section, because I've heard everything from this guy is the next coming of Roy Jones Jr. I've even heard this guy being compared to Terrence Crawford. Hell, I've even seen people pick Jaron Ennis to beat Terrence Crawford. And again, based on what? What? This guy, Jaron Ennis, he is the most hyped up fighter for basically just existing. Because, I mean, I don't get it. Based on what? I don't get the hype. I've heard guys say that, you know, I've heard guys call him a phenom and all this kind of crazy amount of glazing that goes on here online for a guy whose best win is a Stanionis. And I'm pretty sure. I mean, I have a good idea of what the Boots fans are going to say in the comment section. Oh, well, he's got great footwork. He's a switch hitter. He could fight out the southpaw stance or the orthodox stance. He's got great speed. He's a power puncher and all the shit, right? He does all these fancy moves in the ring. He gets on the highlight reels for his fancy moves and his knockouts. But again, here's my problem with that. Against who? This guy's literally, he spent the last 10 years in the welterweight division, and his best win is a Stanionis. That's it. That's all he did in the welterweight division. And you could say, oh, well, the reason why Boots hasn't fought in any of the big names is because everyone is ducking him. And to a certain extent, this is true. Because I remember when he was in the welterweight division, he was trying to make a fight versus Brian Norman Jr., a unification match. But the Norman team, they didn't want the smoke. It was obvious. And also, Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, Boots, they were trying to make a fight, unification versus the WBC champion at the time, Mario Barrios. But here's the problem that I have with those fights is that if Boots would have landed those fights wouldn't have proved nothing to me either. Because we've just seen Brian Norman lose to Devin Haney. And we just seen Mario Barrios get packed up by a streamer / part-time boxer in Ryan Garcia. Now, the fights that would have proven to me that Boots Ennis is the real deal, like they're making him out to be, is the fights that he turns down. Like the fight versus Terrence Crawford. And I know for a fact that Boots had the opportunity to fight Bud Crawford, but he didn't. Instead, they hid behind the promotional company politics and the size of the street talk, the duck language. And trust me, I have receipts.
Lose or draw, he's the ticket. I'll fight Terrence Crawford. Come on, man. Boots had a chance to fight him. Now, we want to fight.
We can get it on. So he says, what about you coming up? I said, no. I'm with Showtime. You know what I mean? I said, now, you want to make the fight, you call Steven Espinoza and talk to him, discuss that. Because that's who we with, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know? And when I said that, I said, plus I'm loyal to these guys. I don't just leave and go to another, promotional company or whatever.
Or the time when Boots turned down the Virgil Ortiz Jr. fight when Turkey Al-Sheikh was involved because he said he wanted 2 tune-ups first.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Right.
To build it up. But as a Ennis, this is the first time between me and he doing business. He asked to go to 154 and have tune-up fight first. I am not charity. Go do it with Eddie, the tuna fight, and if you're ready, you will have in my side a lot of people waiting for you. You understand me?
I love it. What's the hold up with Bakram? Bakram Mulatayev he wants to fight everybody. Why can't we get him a fight?
I want to tell you something. This is true.
So there's the content. There is the receipts of Boots Ennis turning down Bud Crawford and Virgil Ortiz for all of you boot protectors and boot defenders. But moving on to Xander Zayas, and the reason why I think Xander stands a real good chance of beating the supposed boogeyman is because he's fought better competition, like Patrick Teixeira. Now, before you casuals start laughing, keep in mind, this is the same Patrick Teixeira that gave Carlos Adames his first defeat. And then Zayas also has a win over Jorge Perez Garcia, the same Garcia that defeated undefeated Charles Conwell. And his last victory, where he defeated Abbas Baru was coming off of an upset victory over Xander Zayas. So yes, I'm confident when I say that Zayas has fought the better competition. And another thing is this, styles make fights. And when a boxer puncher like Boots Ennis is matched up against a pure boxer, we've seen that he struggles against those type of guys. And that's the type of style that Boots Ennis is going to be facing when he gets in the ring versus Xander Zayas. I can't shake the memory in my head that I have of Boots versus Kareem Chukatsian. And in that fight, you can obviously see the frustration that Boots had on his face. Boots was visibly frustrated. And even though Ennis won that fight, you can't tell me it was a wash. Shit. I know that fight was a long time ago, but if I remember correctly, I think I gave Karen Chukatsian around 4 rounds. Something like that. And Karen is not as big. He's not as fast. He's not as athletic as Xander Zayas. I'm just saying, if Kareem Chukatsian can give Boots problems, I believe Xander Zayas, who was much bigger, much stronger, and more athletic than Karen, he can definitely give Boots a run for his money. That's all I'm saying. Now, where I think that Boots can capitalize on and win versus Zayas is I noticed that young Xander, he lacks head movement. He keeps his head on the center line, which is not good whenever you're going up against a sharpshooter like Boots. Another advantage I see here for Boots is Zayas is only 23, which means he hasn't finished growing all the way into his grown man strength yet. Maybe Boots can capitalize on that and manhandle young Xander. But as far as experience goes, I think that they're pretty even in that department. I know that Boots has more fights, like a lot more fights than Xander, but that's only because Boots Ennis is a notorious can crusher. Okay, he's got a resume full of D and C tier fighters like Sergey Lipinets, Usama Lima, Thomas Delorme, and Chris Van Heerden. But regardless of the winner of the fight, this is a great fight for the sport of boxing. May the best man win. I'm excited for this fight. Looking forward to it. I believe that the winner of this fight will definitely elevate to a whole nother level. As far as, becoming the potential new face of boxing. I'm definitely going to be, looking forward to the build up and all that stuff. But that's all I got for now, guys. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. And it's on to the next. And you already know, once again, this has been your boy, Big O Dog Boxing, and I'm out.